I said it, and this sums it up well. Like, you don't entertain the circus, you watch it, right? And when a lion comes out and rides the bike, you don't think about it too hard. You just go, okay, that's crazy. The lion's riding a bike, and then you go home and enjoy the rest of your day. I don't feed into the stuff at all. At the end of the day, it's all entertainment to a certain degree. So you just hope that people can be smart enough and have a tremendous amount of logic to just go and possibly do research or fact check. And if they do, then great. If they don't, then kudos to that as well. I just don't have the time for it. There's too much going on.
My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions?
Kevin Hart has confronted Katt Williams for outing his business out there by allegedly revealing his gay affairs with Hollywood elites. This is coming after Katt Williams' no-holds-barred interview for Club Shay Shay, where he dropped bombshell after bombshell about the industry. Kevin Hart is one of the comedians Katt exposed in that interview for having zero talent in being an industry plant. Katt also mentioned that Kevin is an industry plant who did some special favors to higher-ups in the industry so he could get big deals without having to work as hard as his colleagues. Now, wait a minute. Did Katt Williams really call Kevin Hart an industry plant who had to get in bed to get success? And how did Kevin respond to this? Let's break it down. Katt Williams' viral interview with Shannon Sharpe for Club Shay Shay is still racking up the views and leaving bodies in its wake. And one of those people who have been hit is Kevin Hart. During the interview, Katt got candid about the comedy industry, talking about several comedians who didn't have talent. Some of the comedians Katt called out to Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, Cedric the Entertainer, and Faison. He claimed that these guys were not funny and they only got ahead in their careers by sucking up to industry gatekeepers. He also said that they were lazy and even went as far as saying that Cedric the Entertainer was a joke thief and that he had been stealing his jokes since '98. Katt then moved on to Kevin Hart, and boy did he have a mouthful to say about him. Katt said Kevin wasn't talented as the other comedians he had called out. He pointed out that the only reason Kevin got his earliest movie roles despite his apparent lack of talent was he was an industry plant.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here.
According to Katt, Kevin had already gotten his deals before entering the industry, so it didn't matter if he wasn't as talented as some of his peers. He was always going to get to the top because he had already paid the price. Now, what is this price? That's where things get interesting. In another segment of that interview, Katt told Shannon Sharpe that he had never had to step over any of his values to get ahead in the industry. This, according to Katt, includes performing intimate favors for other men, the supposed gatekeepers of the industry. This is the price that Katt was referring to when he implied that Kevin had already paid the price for fame in the industry. Now, Katt's beef with Kevin Hart didn't start yesterday. They've been having a back and forth for years, firing shots at each other through interviews and social media. For Katt, Kevin is a sellout because he has never been able to say no when asked to do things that go against his personal values, like wearing a dress. Katt's issue with black men being forced to wear dresses on screen is that he believes it's all part of the humiliation rituals black men have to perform to get accepted into the industry. One person who shares this view is Dave Chappelle, who once told Oprah about how he was almost forced to wear a dress for a movie he was appearing in. Dave said the craziest part was that the dress wasn't even relevant to the scene, and when he pointed that out to the producers, they ignored him and tried to pressure him into wearing it. He had to stand firm in his decision before they left him alone, and at some point in his career, he had to turn down a $50 million deal because it would cost him his value. Now, when Kevin Hart was asked about wearing a dress, he said his boundaries had never been tested by being asked to wear one, and emphasized that when the time came, he would do what was right. A year later, Kevin appeared on an SNL skit wearing a dress. In a previous interview with Blacktree, Katt commented on Kevin's decision to wear a dress, saying Kevin didn't have to bother about the implications of wearing one because of the long line of dress-wearing men that came before him. He further added that wearing a dress was something he believed black men had to do to make it in the industry. At the time, Kevin responded by slamming Katt on an episode of The Breakfast Club, where he called out Katt for being a hypocrite. Kevin noted that Katt only ever blamed other people for his misfortunes rather than taking responsibility for his role. According to him, Katt blamed white people, the industry, his colleagues, the system, and everything else. But in reality, it was his substance that made brands not want to work with him. He had to take responsibility for that before calling out anyone. Now, Katt has gone on air multiple times to set the record straight, saying he never had a substance problem and that he did have brands reaching out to him, which is why he has several projects with the likes of Netflix and ABC. But that doesn't seem to have convinced everyone, because some still believe he was blackballed by the industry. Even Shannon had to ask Katt if he wasn't afraid of getting blackballed again for speaking out against all these people. Katt responded by saying that he had nothing to fear because he could stand toe-to-toe with any of them and still come out on top. That explains why Katt was not afraid to call Kevin out for being close to people like Diddy, who always asked for intimate favors in exchange for anything they gave you. Katt said that he was grateful that he never had to sleep with anybody to get anything throughout his career, and not because he wasn't approached. He then talked about people like Diddy, saying you had to be careful because Diddy liked to invite men to his gay parties where literally anything could go down. But apparently, Kevin Hart didn't get the memo because he has been seen several times partying with Diddy. Who remembers that one time Kevin hosted Diddy's Dirty Money party, and Diddy admitted that he used to fight over Frosted Flakes with Usher when Usher was a child living with him? That was weird for multiple reasons, but Kevin didn't see anything wrong with it. Now, everyone knows Diddy is rumored to be on the DL, so it's not exactly surprising to learn that Diddy hosts gay parties. However, fans were shocked when rumors started flying around that Kevin, too, might be on the DL. The rumors started after Kevin's former assistant, Maisha Shakes, sat with Tasha K to reveal some shocking things about Kevin. Among other things, Maisha claimed that Kevin had been cheating on his wife with another woman, and that he was even in a secret romantic affair with an unidentified man. But then, it seems Katt also has some insider information about Kevin's alleged gay affairs with Hollywood elites. At some point during his interview, he claimed that for about 5 years in his career, the roles Kevin got were the ones he had been offered to first, but refused to take them because there were unnecessary gay scenes in them. I mean, we can't confirm Katt's statements, but if it's true, then that's truly insane. However, Kevin didn't take any of this lying down. Kevin Hart confronted Katt in a post on X where he called Katt angry. He wrote, "Gotta get that anger up out ya, champ. It's honestly sad. In the meantime, please enjoy my movie trailers to my next film, Lift, which will be dropping on Netflix in 8 days. There is a moment in the trailer where Gukumbatha Raw says they really love you. I know she's talking about Katt. Mark your calendars, world. This one is special." He was referring to his new movie, Lift, which recently got added to Netflix. Since he made that post, sources close to Kevin have revealed that Kevin is increasingly upset about his secrets potentially coming out and ruining his reputation as a wholesome family guy. In fact, there are rumors that he might be willing to take things physical with Katt if the interview blows out of proportion. And it seems like he has a good reason to be upset because, like Katt, people are starting to ask questions about how he got so successful in the first place. One person said, "I always wondered how some people like Kevin, that were never ever funny, went from nobody to the next big thing since butter and are the funniest person around." Another person commented, "Now it makes sense why Kevin Hart is super successful, but many will say he's not funny." After hearing his former assistant and listening to Katt, Kevin definitely is a plant and definitely sold his little soul. Whew. Anyway, do y'all really think Kevin Hart got famous because of his gay affairs with Hollywood elites? Comment down below, then check out this next video.